I am Chad. Welcome to episode 2 of my podcast on The Guest List by Foley. This story takes place on a small island off the coast of West Ireland. Guests have gathered for the wedding. The bride and groom are magazine producer Jules Keegan and celebrity host and survivalist William Slater. They've called together their relatives and loved ones to celebrate in true destination wedding style with various alcohol and games. But as a storm develops, the guests share histories in which connect with one another. But when the lights go out, a body is found. Between William's old boarding school friends and Jules' close friends and relatives, there's plenty of secrets to go around. As old secrets get revealed, the question that remains is, who did it and why? So, recommending this book. To those looking for a murder mystery thriller, this is an exciting pick. Waves of emotions or events are set in a zigzag pattern, leading the reader to connect the dots themselves. The anxiety or anticipation really brings this book to life, as if you rode on a roller coaster that you cannot see the ending to. Foley's way of writing makes this book really interesting and stand out. I mean, you've probably read The Mask of the Red Death, where the main character, Prince Prospero, ultimately gets murdered by a masked figure through the series of symbols, signs, and suspense the author Edgar Allan Poe delivers. Foley's literary work stretches out this idea into branches of mysteries and hints, creating the opposite of lackluster. The Guest List takes the concept of murder mystery to a different standard, differentiating its course of events and pace. So, in 2024, without a doubt, we are undergoing an emotional crisis in which people are more freely able to express emotions and opinions on certain topics and disagreements throughout society. This directly relates to Foley's way of showing that these adults were once teenagers living with fear and utmost emotions, and this enhances the story even more. Foley further explains depths of all the characters' feelings being connected with one another. Another arising theme upon modern times is the increase of isolation and secrecy among families and relatives. This theme is brought out in the guest list, the lack of confirmation of everyone's emotions, even on a small island. I find myself to be in relation to the character Olivia. As she experiences life, she powers on through by herself. As obstacles or challenges came her way, she does not let emotions overtake her. Instead, reflects on the good in life with their friends. I have once been in a decisive decision in which my decision chose where I went in life. I like to compare myself with these interesting characters in the story because of their crude backgrounds and their position in life currently, where they feed and are self-maintainable. So, on to rating. Overall, I rate this book a 3.5 out of 5 on a worst to the best scale. The Guest List by Foley was a great find in Miss McIntosh's library. I am surprised on how interesting the reading was for this book, and I am proud to have read and showcased it on my podcast. Although it is an exciting read, it is personally not my favorite among my library. It does have various amounts of dynamic range and large sets of events, but will I obtain a book with the name Foley on it? Probably not. Will I look for a book with a similar genre though? Maybe. Thank you for joining me on my podcast.